Well, hello, Topic Mixer family. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. Today's topic will be Wanda Vision, the entire series, because I got a chance to finally see the finale today. And wow, if you're not ready for spoilers, warning, if you have not seen this, stop watching the video now. Okay, I think I've given you long enough to log out of the video if you have not seen WandaVision. All I can say is if you aren't ready for this, you aren't ready for anything. Because, wow, that finale was awesome. Um, Now, I'm one, and I will admit it up front, who has not really delved into the comic books. I know Spider Man, I know a few other characters. Um, I know Iron Man, I know Thor, I know the Hulk, I know Captain America, just like every other person in America who's ever known anything about comics. I'm a nerd, but my thing is Star Wars, Star Trek. But I've loved the Marvel series, watching the movies. I've learned a lot. So, wow, WandaVision was great. Let me just say that. WandaVision, the entire series. If you have not seen the series and you're still watching this video, I suggest you stop now, go watch the series, and then come back and watch this video. Um, let's just talk about some things. Some great characters, from the get go. It started out as a sitcom. And the way it started, you didn't know what happened before or at the end. So it starts out as a sitcom back in the 50s with Wanda and Vision in this house in black and white. It was kind of campy, but I get the idea. They wanted to kind of create something here, and it's called Wanda Vision. So this is the vision of Wanda of what she wanted her life to be like. Um, and you get that as you go on through the episodes. They finally get to one where Agatha Hartley, her evil neighbor, turns out who's a witch, makes her reveal this thing that Wanda is actually going through a lot of pain through her life. Because, she's lost her parents. She then lost her brother, Pietro. And she lost everything in her life after she lost Vision. Because Vision was her love, and she lost him. So this is a mental state that she's going through. Now, she's also a very powerful being because she is a Avenger. And she has these powers. We also learned that her powers were enhanced by coming in contact with the Mind Stone. Anyway, let me stop. So her powers were enhanced by the Mind Stone. It sort of like absorbed in her, and just activated the powers that were already in her. Now she was already a witch, but she didn't know it. And she didn't know she had this power. She has this chaos magic, the ultimate power in the universe, but she didn't know it at the time. So when she started using it, she could wield it. And this is what Agatha Hartley said. We had to learn, as a witch, I had to learn how to use my powers. You don't. You're just wielding the powers at will, not knowing what you're wielding. It just comes natural to you. So, come to find out, she has this thing called chaos magic. She's the big person on the deck. So we go back to Vision. So we all know what happened to Vision. If you watch Endgame, if you watch the Avengers movies, if you watch any of them, you know what happened to Vision. Vision died. The Mind Stone was pulled out of his head, and he died. Boom, he was gone. Wanda bought him back. We find out how he bought him back, but she bought him back. Basically, she didn't bring back his physical form, and here's the lie that was told from the very beginning, and it was very crafty how the directors and the whole WandaVision, the whole Marvel did a wonderful job with that. That was like one of those twists that you didn't expect, sorta. So at the beginning, we were told that Wanda stole Vision's body. That's what we were told. She came in, swooped in with her magic, and took the body away, and she put the body back together and brought him back to life. So that's what we were told, and that's why he existed in this world that she created in Westview. She created this world Westview. She changed it. She was controlling the minds, and she did. And if you ever watch the Avengers, on Age of Ultron, she controlled the minds. She controlled their minds. So, blown their mind. Here we go. Mind blowing again. Mind blowing again. Ooh, control, control, control. As we find out, Agatha can break that spell because she knows how to break that spell, so her mind could not be controlled until the end. So, wow, it's a lot going on here with this. Okay, so we talked about Vision. So later on, we bring in two kids. Let me tell you about those two kids. Those were Billy and Tommy. They also brought back a Pedro Maximoff, or Quicksilver, who turned out to be the character from, guess what? The X-Men's Quicksilver. So a lot of people were speculating that this is how they were from the crossover, since now X-Men is a part of the Marvel Universe, technically, until they actually put it all in. That this is where they were from the crossover the X-Men through this. And also Wiccan and Speed. Maximoff herself and her brother, they didn't explain their father as he was Magneto. Their father is some other guy in this version. In the real world, their father is Magneto. So they thought, well, here we go. We're bringing in the X-Men, and they didn't do that. Okay, so the series decided to do a couple of different things. That's how Marvel works. We also saw the creation of another Marvel superhero, and a very powerful one, because she will become very powerful, in Monica Rambeau, also known as Spectrum. So, if you know anything about her power, she has the ability to absorb energy and learn it, and then turn it around and use that energy, and she can even turn herself into a pure energy form. She's In the Marvel Universe, she's considered very powerful. To me, what we call an OP character, capable of doing lots of things. But for this series, because this is about Wanda from the old school and about Vision from the old school, Rambeau only had a small part. And you got to see things. You saw what happened, that her molecular structure, by going through Wanda's barrier that she had created, caused Monica's body to change. So now she has powers like the other Marvel superheroes. And we're going to see more of it as time goes on. Most likely, she's going to be either in the Secret Invasion movie, and she's definitely probably going to be in the Captain Marvel movie. Either way, we're going to see her at the big place in the sky. You know what I'm saying? She's going to fight the Skrulls, probably. Wow, she's like Captain Marvel, too. She might be the one that's taking Marvel's place instead of Marvel taking her place. We're going to see. Or maybe something totally different. I just want to see what they're going to do with this character, because she is OP. Captain Marvel was good, but she's kind of not being received very well in the Marvel universe by fans. Sorry if I'm yawning, because it is kind of late. So she's not being received very well by Marvel fans. The Captain Marvel, they didn't expect the character to be the way she's kind of... Okay, let me say this. Some people have a problem with her attitude as far as the actor goes that's playing Captain Marvel. The movie that came out was okay. It wasn't great. Captain Marvel was not one of the better Marvel movies. There have been some, I ain't gonna call them duds, because none of the movies are duds, but some movies that weren't as good as, say, Black Panther or Captain America Civil War. There was, Iron Man 2 was not one of the best movies in the world. Iron Man 3, off the chain. The Hulk movies, they didn't quite go out like they were supposed to. Some of the Thor movies weren't that good. But for the most part, in Avengers Age of Ultron. But for the most part, most of the movies are pretty good. I can't complain, about what they've done with these. So, like I said, I can't wait to see what happens with Monica Rambeau as she becomes Spectrum, or Pulsar, whichever name they decide to use for her character. So let's move on. Talk more about this. So here I am. I'm throwing in all these things. Let's talk about Visions. Real Vision. So here's what happened with Vision actually. So yes, Wanda did go to the sword base to see Vision. When she got there, she touched him. She said, "I can't feel you." She was upset that he was there and he was in all his pieces, but they told her she couldn't have the body so she could have the burial. But she didn't steal the body. She left. Come to find out, this guy named Hayward, that's the S.H.I.E.L.D. boss, is up to no good. He's trying to turn Vision's body into a weapon that they can use. And that's what he's working on. So he manipulates this. They put his body back together. As you see, there's a couple of things here. If you remember in Avengers, they were working on a way that Vision could exist without the Mind Stone. They were working on it, but they never did, and you never saw the. And this was happening in Wakanda, by the way. It didn't happen at the S.H.I.E.L.D. agency. It happened in Wakanda. So I guess that never worked out, but S.H.I.E.L.D. just decided to try to do the same thing with his body and make him work without the Mind Stone. And it comes out something different. It came out as White Vision. So here we are with these two parallel visions. The one that Wanda created inside her bubble, which actually comes to find out was a generation from her emotions and her own feelings and everything she knew about Vision. That's what this was. Now this is the real Vision. The body of Vision is now the White Vision, because when Vision died, all the color left his body and all those things. So all that's gone. This is no longer that Vision. This is a emotionless, soulless version of Vision that has been created. And then it's being used by Sword to try to go after Wanda. So he gets in the Hex and he goes after Wanda. But he ends up in an epic battle with the Vision inside the Hex. Not to confuse you, with the embodiment or the spirit of Vision goes up against his own body, and it becomes an epic battle between those two. Meanwhile, Wanda's battling out with Agatha Hartley. This girl is trying to absorb all that chaos magic into herself from Wanda. So she's doing all kind of OP stuff. She had the kids at first. She let them go. She was hoping that Wanda would use the magic, and which she did. And when she did, she found out it was starting to drain her and stuff like that. So we find this out about Agatha Hartley in another. You watch. She drained her original. She drained the covenant that she was in. She drained all of their powers into herself. That's how she got as powerful as she is in this show, because she took their powers. So then when they turn around, here we are in the ultimate last battle between the two of them, and she's trying to get Wanda's magic. She's trying to drain it. Now what she forgets is this. She had a spell that she used in the previous episode to keep Wanda from being able to use her powers. So she set up this room and put the little things around it with the spell, so Wanda couldn't use her powers. Because she understood that chaos magic is pretty strong. And we find out how strong the chaos magic is. So Wanda's created everything. She's created life. She's created new characters in people's minds. She's done all of this. That's how powerful her magic is. It's more powerful than Agatha Hartley can handle. But she doesn't know that yet. So they get into this epic battle. So finally, Wanda comes to the realization of this. So you've created this wonderful universe, but by creating this, you've hurt people. You've mind controlled people, because that mind control is broken by Agatha Hartley in her attempt to mess with her mind. And she's trying to show you, Wanda, you're not a good person. You're evil. You're not good. I'm going to show you you're not good. So she did. Like when she broke the mind control, all those people came and were like, Wanda, I have kids and I live in a house and I'm not there with them. I need to see my kids. You've got them locked up. And all of this stuff. So Wanda goes nuts, freaks out, starts choking everybody with her powers, but then she stops. And then she realized, I need to let them out. So she opens up, and people start breaking out, pow, pow, pow. But this is also a way that Agatha Harkness is trying to get her to drain her own powers. So in comes, guess who? White Vision. White Vision grabs Wanda, squeezes her head. He's trying to crush her brain, In flies Vision, and boom, 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 and they get an epic battle. You know, epic battle. This epic battle between the two of them going on in the background. Meanwhile, Wanda and Agatha are still battling out. Remember, Agatha has the advantage. She knows her witchly powers, whereas Wanda doesn't. Wanda's just using magic as she goes. So they keep fighting. Finally, it's kind of like you can see that it's draining the powers from Wanda. It keeps draining the powers from Wanda. But Wanda has an ace in the hole. Agatha made a mistake. The mistake was taking her down there and showing her those marks on the room in that basement. Wanda does the same thing to Agatha. So Agatha thinks she's drained all of Wanda's powers. Like, oh, I got all your powers now. And I'm not going to keep my promise to you. See, she had promised that she would help let her keep her kids weakened in speed, also known as Billy and Tommy. She wasn't going to do that at all. So then she was about to zap. Zap. What happened? Wanda did the okie doke. Yeah, she put the symbols all around the outside of the hex. And here's poor Agatha sitting there with no powers whatsoever. She's going to get taken out. It's all over for Agatha. It's all over for Agatha. Except she decides not to take her out. She just turns her back into her Agnes. So and leaves her behind. So I guess so she can use her later in case you need to ask her some questions or something. Because, and Agatha Hartley in the comic books is more like a mentor type character. They didn't quite do that here, but that's what she is in the comic books. But Agatha Hartley helped open the door for the Scarlet Witch. No longer just Wanda Maximoff. She's now the Scarlet Witch. And I mean, she's genuinely the Scarlet Witch. But let's get back to the other story about Vision. So, White Vision meets Wanda's Vision. The one inside the Hex. And they duke it out. And finally, they have a meeting of the mind, so to speak, instead of keep battling it out. Let's talk for a minute, And so, here comes the spiritual awakening. You've got two people here who are Vision, but aren't Vision, if you know what I mean. And that's what they talk about. So who is really Vision? Me or you? Well, I'm Vision's body. You're Vision's mind. You're the embodiment of who Vision is. I'm his body. So would this happen? He gives him, the body, the memories of his past. And then White Vision flies off. Because the power is broken over of Hayward, and the sword people, that control they had over him is broken by that at this point. So he flies off, probably to figure everything out. So that ends that story. At the same time, like I said, we're ending the Agatha Hartley story and the Blair Witch story, which is not Blair Witch. Sorry. Which is going. This story is about to go on. So we got the Scarlet Witch now. We know that she's the Scarlet Witch. She has that power. So her story is going to go on because now she goes off to this place, this fictional place, and you saw her at the end if you watch to the credits, because some people don't. But you should. Any Marvel movie, you should watch to the credits. She goes off to this wonderful cabin in this beautiful, beautiful mountainous landscape somewhere off near where she was born, probably. And in there, she is learning from that book. What's the name of that? The Darkhold. Yeah, The Darkhold. A book that was actually in actually in one of the other movies, the Doctor Strange movie. It was in the Doctor Strange movie, remember? It was the um, missing book on the wall. Agatha Hartley had it. Now the Scarlet Witch is. She's learning from that book. That book is the Book of the Damned. Dangerous book in the hands of Scarlet Witch, who is a newbie to knowing what this is all about. But she's going to learn that book. So she's going to learn all about her chaos magic, which is written in that book. That's what she's going to learn. She's going to be dangerous. Just from that one book. She's going to be dangerous. Just imagine if she got in there with Doctor Strange and read all of those books. She has the most powerful magic in the room. She would be a mess. Epic. I don't understand why she didn't beat Thanos by herself, but she didn't know she could. That's what the thing was. If she had known, Thanos wouldn't have had a chance. He never would have had the glove, anything. I just believe that Wanda is that OP, and we're gonna find out, because she's gonna be in the new Doctor Strange movie when it comes out. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But we got a couple other movies that can come out before they got Spider-Man in the multiverse. I think that's what comes out. Spider-Man in the multiverse. Then comes out the Doctor Strange movie. So all this chaos is being caused possibly by Wanda, maybe also by Loki, because Loki's gonna be he's in this kind of time warp where he's another Loki, and he's got to go through these different dimensions to stop himself. So he may be causing a problem. Then there's Thor, Love and Thunder. His movie's coming out too, so there may be some elements to that. It's gonna mess with this. Because, got the Guardians of the Galaxy over there. Eventually, their movie's going to come out. It's not coming out yet. It may come out when all of this is resolved after Doctor Strange. I'm not sure. But I do know that Ant-Man's coming out too. And that one will bring in Kane the Conqueror, which I know absolutely nothing about. Like I said, I have never read the comic books. But he must be OP if he's better than Thanos. I don't know how you top Thanos. Maybe Kane should have came earlier, but maybe Kane's even better. We're going to find out. So we'll see. So what can I say about Wanda Vision? Conclusion. Rambo's story ends here. Like I said, she ends up with the Skrull coming to talk to her. One of the agents that's actually a Skrull coming to talk to her because she's going to go back and talk to our man up in the sky. He's... So she's probably going to go talk to him and probably talk to Captain Marvel. We'll see what happens with that. So her storyline is open still. But it's like Vision's storyline is also open. All that is open. Everything is open in at this. But the only thing that's answered is Tommy and Billy are gone. Even though there's a whole comic book series about it. Here's the thing. You can hear their voices at the end in that cutscene at the very end with Wanda when she's reading that book. You can hear their voices. Maybe she found them in another dimension. Somehow these kids will be alive in the Marvel Universe. It's coming up. I promise you it's coming up. I would love to see what Wicked can do. I mean, he has Wanda's ability, chaos magic. I guess he uses chaos magic too. He's the Scarlet Witch boy, something like that. But we'll see. I can't wait to see what happens with him and his brother Speed, another Quicksilver. Maybe they're gonna bring that in as the X-Men Quicksilver. I don't know. We'll see how this all works out. Marvel's kind of doing this like they're not doing Avengers movies. They're trying to create this whole universe for these other characters. Because, to me, let me explain something to you that I've seen. Thanos kind of was like the ultimate Avengers movie. You can't do anything else with that. You've got to create a whole new thing. And that's what they're trying to do here. Then we lost Black Panther. We lost Chadwick Boseman. God rest his soul. Shout out to his wife for being strong at the Golden Globes. We lost him. Um, so I don't know. Like I said, it just seems like they're taking all this. This is going to be an awesome type thing. They're going to have all these different movies and different TV shows. They're going to take in all these different directions, then bring it all together. I want to see what this is going to look like, because this is something totally different. Like Captain America was. He was kind of the Earth side of things. He was a superhero with superpowers on Earth doing normal things, and then in Avengers, of course, oops, yeah, I didn't need to see that. In Avengers, he took off and went to another level with that thing. It's just, I don't know. I just can't wait to see. That's all I know. I can't wait to see this. Like I said, Wanda Vision was great from the beginning to the end. Visually, wonderful. Characters fully developed very well. Directing was awesome. Some questions were answered, some weren't. Fan theories, some of them got in, a lot of them didn't. And fan theories are fan theories. You have to deal with them. See, on the Star Wars side, seeing as a Star Wars fan, a lot of people were super disappointed because their fan theories didn't get in. Well, I guess they've learned, if they're Avengers watchers, they don't get upset if their theories don't get in. But they've read the comic book, so they expect certain things. But licensing and other agreements keep that from happening. Spider-Man belongs to Sony and Marvel, so there's questions there. The X-Men are now coming from Fox over here. There are other characters that belong elsewhere. A lot of legal stuff there that keeps them having to create the kind of universe they do. But at the same time, what I saw from Scarlet, from this, and the birth of the Scarlet Witch, she's the OP character right now in the universe. They might calm that down. I hope they don't kill her off, because that's what I'm worried is going to happen in Doctor Strange. Or they may find a way to make her a good girl again. We'll see. Anyway, I've been rambling on for a long time. This video is long. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button right there. That subscribe button. Like it. Please share it. And there is also a notification button down below. Make sure you touch that so every time I make a video, you can see it on the notification. And y'all have a wonderful evening.